So our next speaker is Bjorn Van Reet. He's working for Kinepolis, and of course in cinema business disruption is going very, very hard. Not only in competition with the Netflixes of this world, but also in products, in digital movies, in client buying, all those things. Bjorn was for 6 years the CIO from Adecco, and also managing director for Modis, specialized in IT profiles. He's now for 1 year CIO of Kinepolis, and is also one of the 3 candidates for being CIO of the year of Data News. So after his speech, you can vote for Bjorn. Please.
Very good. Thank you very much. So, good evening, everybody. So I just learned from here that in the banking industry, it's all about speed. You know, I'm going to take you back to a very traditional industry, being the cinema industry. And at our side, it's all about something different, right? And I'm going to convince you about disruption, and I'm also going to take one challenge of this fast-moving world. Actually, one challenge of a CIO, what I faced in my first years as a CIO, and then I'm going to try to convince you that in certain consequences, we all need love and we all need this thing in our lives. But before looking at the quote, and before creating the future or looking to the future, they always said, you know, you should try to understand the past. So this is why I'm going to explain you a bit the story of Kinepolis. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. It's working.
Selected.
Technology. So, still Kinepolis is a Belgian-founded company. So it all started with Albert Bett, the founder, and he created the company. He took over from his dad, and he took over one cinema, one room, and we transformed this business. So he actually said, "Okay, I'm going to open a second one and have 2 screens." It's still working. Next step, you go to 3 screens. Next step, you go actually to 5 screens. And he said, "You know, I'm going to keep on creating." So, and when you look at it, it went down to 10 screens, 25 and 24 screens. And this is what we have. We said, okay, from a local cinema, we moved on to what we called megaplexes. He had a vision, you know, you should just come to one place and have a good night. And all the best movies should be performed over there. And then the other thing he did in his first year, he actually enlarged the screens. He said, you know, I would like to have the best sound systems, the best quality, more leg space, everything. And that's what his mission was at that time. And we were growing and growing. So we actually transformed the industry. The first wave of transformation was here, you know, from the local cinemas in the city town, we said we go to the multiplexes. And if you look at the cinema industry as such, everybody is doing it. Or you're in a very niche market player cinema, or you're actually in a multiplex where there are multiple screens, so far. And if we then continue with our study, we strive to continue with the quality. The digitalization was also coming to our industry, being that we're still a family-based industry. If you look at the cinema industry, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the cinema industry. You have actually the production companies, the creators of the movies, what I call the Erik van Looys. Then you have the distribution channel, who actually took the copy of Erik van Looy and in that prior times actually made 20,000 copies of it and distributed over to all cinema companies. And then you have the Kinepolises of this world who are showing it to a big screen and giving you a comfortable night out. That's the traditional cinema industry. And if we then go with some angles, the cinema industry actually, with coming of the digital projector, where he said, okay, we completely changed the industry. Do you know why? The distribution channel. The distributors were making a lot of money, and at a certain point they said, okay, we're going to push you to digitalization and to push those beamers. Who should invest? The Kinepolises of this world, we have to invest in these digitalized beamers. So and then, you know, we're coming up with virtual print feeds in our industry, so the distributors, they sponsored the first waves of digital beamers. So this is why it's for us as a company now very interesting times, because we launched these projectors. They came on the market, and actually we launched them in 2003. 10, 12 years later, we need to replace the beams again. But now the distributors, they all said, you know, we actually launched you guys, so now you have to pay. In a traditional family industry, it's becoming interesting. And this is why we also were able to launch Canada and all these familiar businesses, why we can take them over, because now they need to reinvest in those digitalization. So this is the whole wave. And if you then, I was putting some things from disruption on the thing, on this chart, and I was thinking, did I ever see a movie in pellicule? I was just questioning myself, did I ever see it? And the answer is yes, honestly. Because the projectors, they only came in 2003. And before that, we were there in the cinema industry, really the physical iPad, you know, putting the whole pellicule on that beamer in that one room. 2003, yeah, I'm just talking about 2003. And something very simple, what I've never stood still with, is how do you project a pellicule in 2 rooms? Because we already have these multiplexes, Kinepolis Antwerp, 24 rooms. How do you do that? And that's very basic, you know. It's just, there is a beamer over here in one room, and then over the roof, the whole film went to the second room and played on that second projector. You cannot imagine, I'm just talking 2000, I'm graduated in 2000, you know, so the first movies. So just by putting a digital beamer, we could program automatically, for example. So just how we actually went through. If we then continue, Kinepolis keep on growing. We also saw some trends that were not positive in the market. 3D, honestly, I think we're selling 3% of 3D, 3 to 4%. So 3D is what we call, the end is near, honestly. Because there is something else coming in the industry. Another technology that we wiped out is ultra laser. Ultra laser is, you know, if you look at the quality, it's enormously positive. The only thing is, this is costing around 70,000 euros, this project. Any idea? Just one ultra laser beam? Starting around 200,000. Enormously good. Barco also came with, for example, Barco Escape, 3 screens in one room. Sublime technology. From Belgium, you should say, the Belgians, we're doing something with sublime technology. The only thing that went wrong in this technology is there's only one film a year in Barco Escape format. So, you know, you see that, so Hollywood, the guys where it all started, you know, it's not following. So, you know, you see you have enormously very good technology that's available, but you just can't use them. And that's the same story at IMAX. I'm going to continue the story, from a beamer to an ultra laser beamer. IMAX, any idea? Just an installation. We just opened it again in Brussels. Any idea?
300,000.
Only the projector and the sound system is around 600,000 euros. Again, sublime technology, we already had it in the past, but it did not work out. Why? Just the movies were not just equipped for it. Now they are. You know, now we have content enough. You know, we're releasing, I think, 35 movies that we have available to pick, and now the technology becomes commodity on the market, and we're setting the trend again. So this is how, again, we from Kinepolis try to move on into our business model, you know, how we try to embed the new initiatives. And there is still more to come, honestly, so we will announce probably some things before the end here about, again, new technology that will give you a better experience in that field. I think, again, and some people already asked me, and you already said, you know, how do you compete against Netflix and all these new technologies? Honestly, I think Netflix, for the coming of Telenet and the digital recorder, they wiped out, honestly, the videotape, I guess. That industry almost actually disappeared. And if I look at Kinepolis, you know, of course we are talking about Netflix. But I think that Netflix and the Telenet are actually enabling us to see more movies. And we are playing on that one element, you know, having a great night out. having that experience. So we would like that you have just seeing a movie at home, and everybody's talking about big screens and surround systems. That's good, but that's not commodity yet, honestly. We see that the amount of square meters that is available or that people can afford are actually decreasing again. So if the square meters are decreasing, people, they want to go out. So, just come to Kinepolis and have a good night at that point. That's the whole idea. So I think that for us, Netflix is enabling us to actually enable people again to love movies, to love the content and actually play with it. And then I was thinking about how should I look to disruption and what's actually making me care or making me not sleep at night, and it was this in the first year. When I started a year ago at Kinepolis, I was just sitting there just before the end of the year in the first IT Stilco, and Eddie, the CEO of Kinepolis, said, okay, relax, they will present to you and you will get used to it. The first actually topic on the agenda was we have a digital disruption case in Spain. We lost a few thousands of money of free tickets that they were printing. There was, how they call it in English, the fuffle with the tickets. Okay, we solved it, seems to be solved. But you see, it was again something very simple, but how fast it grow and how fast the abuse of it went very fast. So the amount of money you're losing was actually, when the market knows how they have to do it, the speed is incredibly high. And then the other story, what I actually do, I think after a month or something, somebody posted something on my LinkedIn, I already tried to notify your organization about this message 3 times. And I was reading, okay, I'm just a consultant at one of the consultancy company, and I was having a Kinepolis pass, and I'm able to buy free tickets. And he said, should you look at the response I got from your colleagues? I said, yeah, show me. And he said, all the IT systems are working fine, your tickets are printed as it's supposed to be. And I was saying, I have free tickets, €0, how can we? But they're just the organization. So you see the maturity of our organization in security, and in this thing was, everything is working fine. He tried, that guy was a good guy, tried 3 times to actually say, I found a bug in your system, honestly. So again, I was thinking, how can we do that? So I invited a lot of consultancy companies over, security experts, to say, how can we solve this matter? What's the right answer? Because we are having issues on security level. And I think, why? Because everything is online. We are 7 days a week. We are open. We're always open. The cinema is, there's no closing date. The website always open. Not for free, honestly. So try to buy your ticket. That's actually the goal why we are here. So I met a guy from actually Integrity. He was working for one of the Kronos Group companies. You have 300 companies in that group. And I was talking to him, and I said, oh yeah, you can install firewalls, all these traditional things. And I said, I just hear it, but what's the real issue? I would like to go and know who are these guys. What are they doing on our system? And he said, I'm launching a platform, Integrity. I don't know if somebody of you heard about Integrity. He said, I'm going to create an ethical hacking community, a community of people all around the world who are looking to your systems and who are going to help you solving these issues. And I said, okay, explain me more. So today we are working with this platform, meaning that for us today we are working with, I think we got slightly small 1,000 ethical hackers that are actually connected to the platform and that are looking to the Kinepolis systems. 24 hours, whenever they take a look at it. And for us it's affordable. Because honestly, we just pay if they found a vulnerability. And we have access, honestly, to very good resources. Because as of today, we have 40 cases ongoing, just for your information, 40 cases from 40 ethical hackers all around the world. And we are talking with people in Mexico, in New Zealand, and they just are motivating their case. And the amount of quality, the quality documentation that they found their case is enormously positive. They are recording movies, they are explaining us good, and we are continuously in dialogue. So if we solve the issue, we are asking, can you double check and see that everything is closed as supposed, and they're doing that for us. So, and this is just using the disruption and this globalization to say, okay, we found an affordable platform, why should we reinvent the power? We used what there's out there. And this is how we tried to deal with one of the challenges about this world and this disruption is about security. And I've seen 40 of those guys live busy because we also challenged the high school, 40 of these ethical guys, which is the great challenge you, go to our systems, they already found new cases, great cases. But if I see what they can do honestly to our business models with very small amounts of money and with very small amount of time, this is really scary. And we lost some money, let's be open, you know, I think nothing is perfectly secured, you know, again, and I hope that we're securing it every day. But if I'm then going back to my quote, if those guys can do it for a free ticket, what's actually costing 11 euros? I hope that they all love us very much because they can do terrible things if they can. And that was one of my first years as being a CEO of Kinepolis, you know, trying to build this ecosystem, build this community about ethical hackers around our community. And I'm very luckily, honestly, that they love us and that we were not in the press this time and that we hopefully in the future we will not be in the press because they love the brand. And I hope that they have ethical things also to report back to us because I believe that there are companies out there, and maybe one of yours, where they can have bigger damage than printing a few free tickets. So this was actually my quote where I said, you know, I hope that they have the love to report it and don't do stupid things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bjorn, about the digitalization in cinema. It's going very good.